So sorry, got caught up with crystals. By the way, hello, hello. Let me show you the juiciness of this. Like, are you kidding me right now? If you, oh God, you can see the whole bottom part is nothing but rainbows. Okay. Lick claimed. I'm just saying. Stick it in my bra. Oh, that's right. I'm not wearing one. All right, let's get started. Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Also for you cross watchers. Also for whoever resonates with this, whether you got Pisces, dealing with a Pisces, ain't got a Pisces, ain't dealing with a Pisces. If you're resonating, if you're here, if it feels like, damn, this girl is reading my life, the message is probably for you. All right, let's get started. Okay, calm down. I don't know why you're so excited. Oh, that's right, because you got a shit ton of crystals. I got a shit ton of crystals. Yo, my littlest, while I get the cards ready, my littlest was helping me to unwrap all of them. And I had purchased an entire tray of Smoky Towers. They're little baby tray. And I figured, okay, you know, I'll let my kids have one each. And whatever's left, I will use to make Pedro's little fairy garden. And my little one, I said, you could pick one, okay, since you're helping me. He goes, I want this one, Mommy. No, honey. No, honey. That's a grown-up one. He's like, oh. Yeah, no, honey. I had no problem saying no that time. Usually I say yes to whatever he wants. But that time, no, I don't think so. That one's mine. Hey, you know, we got to have limits. We got to have limits, okay? Okay, here we go. Here we go. So Pisces, the feeling of the message for today is that the tide has changed and you definitely need to jump on it. I don't know what opportunity you need to jump on, but there's an opportunity coming, okay? Definitely an opportunity coming. All right, one more shuffle for this one. So for some of you, this opportunity is something social. For others of you, this opportunity is something to do with work, something to do with your living circumstance. I don't know, maybe some people are planning to move and will actually find the best place for them. Just a lot of really intense energies that are positive. It might not be positive for other people, but it definitely feels like it's positive for you. So maybe like for some of you, you've been having a conflict with another person. Maybe this is you walking away from that conflict, walking away from that toxic situation. Because sometimes we get so caught up in trying to tell our side of the story, trying to explain ourselves, that we end up being stuck in that situation. Yeah, it's just, you know, one of those things. You don't realize that's how they're trapping you into something, you know. Oftentimes people will try and engage me. Well, people don't often try this, but when an attempt to engage me is left unreceived, because fuck that shit, then they'll try, if they can't get their way, in a nice way, by like complimenting, just, you know, to further whatever it is they want, then they'll get really mad and try and engage me in an aggressive way. You can't engage me, period. Not without my permission. And I'm sure I'm not the only one that's experienced this. Like if you look at social media messengers, you'll have certain types of people who will be like, hey baby, you whore, because you didn't answer. Like, yeah, okay. I don't care. You know, they just want you to get engaged. And usually if you allow that engagement, then they know they can manipulate you. Okay? So if you don't want people to manipulate you, just don't engage. It's like stickers. They'll send stickers and stickers and stickers. And then next thing you know, you whore. Okay. Yeah. I'm so whorish for ignoring you. That's fine. That's fine. All right. We almost ready. I don't know. I think I'm breathing too deep. And I'm using up all the air in this room. I don't know what it is. Let's see. Yeah, okay. Social media causes bipolar. No, I think they're like, oh, well, it's not worth it. Let me just show my real face. Okay. Now we're ready. Now we are ready. Okay. Okay. So, just got to organize this. Hope no one was hurt. I just heard a loud thump. Okay. So, all right. The first two cards, card number 29, seeing the true you. It's time for you to really be honest with who you are. It's not okay to continue to shrink yourself just to make the people around you feel comfortable with you. The fact is, whether you shrink yourself or not, they already see the greatness that you are. Oftentimes when people behave in a jealous manner, when they target you, it's because they recognize and believe in your power more than you do. I mean, that's kind of just how it is. Why are they picking on me? Like, I'm not doing anything to anyone. That was me. Well, because, girl, they recognize you're an ass kicker. I mean, it's just common sense. And they figure that while you're still being nice, they're going to go ahead and dominate you. They're going to go ahead and put you in your place. Well, my place has nothing to do with you. Bottom line. You don't get to decide where I need to be, how I need to be while I'm there, how long I'm there, where I go afterwards. None of that. Only you decide these things. And if you want to allow other people to dictate all of this to you, well, yeah, I don't know what to say about that. It's not going to work for you. It's just not. It's not going to work for you if that's what you've always done. So that way you don't rock the boat. I mean, okay, first off, I'm not in a boat. I'm standing on solid ground, centered within my auric kingdom. There's no rocking that. There's no rocking that. It is founded on bedrock. This bedrock is made of my knowing myself, my knowing my abilities, my knowing my journey, my knowing. And if I'm going to not know, if I'm going to allow myself to remain in a state of like, I hope, well, I have faith in myself. I mean, those are the earlier steps of your growth, okay? But if you remain there where you hope, you have faith, you believe, there's room to insert all kind of bullshit into your thoughts about yourself, about your journey. But when you know, I mean, I know myself. It's not, I have a lot more to learn about myself, but I know myself enough to know that I'm not a bad person. I'm not unnecessarily mean. I'm not easy to push around. People will challenge me because they understand my power more than I understand it myself. And so in order for them to want to know where they are on that pecking order, because they're acting like a bunch of fucking pigeons, then they need to test me. And here's the thing, I'm not a pigeon. Bottom line, I'm not a pigeon. So you can keep doing that pecking order thing. I'm not going to participate in that. My worth is not determined by some pecking order. I'm a standalone, autonomous being. And if you can take that in for yourself, where you are a standalone, autonomous being, you are an individuated spark of consciousness, you don't need other people to kind of like, oh yeah, oh yes, no, you're good. Then your power remains with you. When you need other people to do all of this, where they have to like, pump you up and all of this stuff. I just got this image of like a hot air balloon that's in the shape of a piggy bank. Some people get so greedy with that hot air behavior. They just pumping you up full of air. I'm just, no. No, I don't think so. So communication. You need to begin allowing yourself and your soul to communicate with each other. Okay, this is the self, this is the soul, and the soul's over there crying rainbows because your ass is still, you're still not willing to really truly accept the amazingness that you are. And there it is. Your higher self is crying rainbows. Your higher self, stop making it cry. Just believe in yourself. Okay, believe in your potentiality. Allow yourself to accept the truth of your potentiality. Stop trying to compare to other people. Like, oh, this person's already made this much progress in their journey. Who knows? Maybe they're not meant to go as far as you. Who knows? It's not for me to try and figure out, how I compare to someone else. I'm too busy focused on my actual growth to do comparisons. So if you feel like, if you recognize you've been, comparing yourself to other people a bit much, that's a sign you haven't been working on yourself enough. That's a sign you've been wasting your time on other people. It's good to observe other people just for the sake of observation, but it's not good to allow that observation to become an obsession that then leads to you diminishing yourself just because you're not that person. I mean, really, there's only going to be one of them for this entire generation. There's only going to be one of you for this entire generation. What I never understood was when people would compare themselves to me, and it was this like logic of, I'm going to be the next Emmie. Why the fuck would you want to be an Emmie? She's kind of crazy. She's kind of just off the wall and just, yeah. Why wouldn't you rather be you? Because there's so many things about you that could never be about Emmie. You know what I'm saying? So stop giving other people more importance than you give yourself. And this is something I'm still in the process of learning, where I need to allow myself to be just as important as I make other people to be. So this is not necessarily about you trying to become someone else. That's another fallacy where, you think in order to grow, you have to be a completely different person, dress differently, speak differently, carry yourself differently. Like I've seen people who I knew years ago, they were just, average person going on their spiritual journey. And then you get some attention from people outside of yourself, and suddenly you're in a dashiki talking about like, oh, what the fuck is this shit? Is that a costume? Is that you're playing a character? Oh my God. This is fucking crazy. I'm not a character. I'm going to continue to grow and change and evolve. The way I dress might change along with my perception, my sense of self, my sense of style, because really your sense of style is determined by who you believe yourself to be. If you believe yourself to be like this sexy ass being, then you're going to dress sexy. If you believe yourself to be more than, just sexy, then you're going to dress more than just sexy. You're going to emphasize certain things about you. Like, I don't know. I like to like contour my forehead because it's super sexy how fucking intelligent I can be. I don't know. I really don't care about clothes. As long as, it's clean, I just really don't care. There's just so many other things that my mind is diving into. And I don't have to go along with all these, trends. And that's the key thing. Seeing the true you. Are you a follower or are you a leader? Because it's time to lead. Card number 21, time to lead. Are you leading yourself to follow someone else? Or are you leading yourself on your path, oblivious of whether or not you're going in the same direction as other people, whether you're leading people, following behind people? See, that's the thing. If you're still trying to determine where you are within the group, you're still operating like a pigeon. That's the thing. Like, no, Emmie, I'm ahead of the group. But see, that's the thing. You're still with the group. You're still operating within that hive mentality. If you ask me where I'm at compared to the group, I don't know. If there's a group, I don't know. You tell me, where the fuck am I at? I don't know. I've been just so busy looking at my path and like doing my own thing. I didn't realize there was a group that I had to stay with, or that I was like functioning as a tour guide. So if you still need to look around you and see where everyone's at, to know where you're at, that might be something you need to look into, okay? Within yourself. Hold on, guys. I don't know what's going on with my nose. Okay, hold up. I don't want you guys to hear this. So here goes. Oh, it's a potential gateway. I did mute. You don't need to hear that. Card number 50, potential gateway. So whatever your insecurities are, parasitic things will find those. No matter how good you are at hiding it from everyone else, parasitic things will find your insecurities and exploit them. Now, the only way they can be exploited is if you're trying to hide those insecurities. Why would you hide your insecurities? Well, I don't want other people to know. Why? Who cares if other people know? Because somehow you're weaker than other people if you show some sort of vulnerability? If you're not trying to hide the insecurities, I mean, you don't necessarily have to be live streaming every day and announcing to the world what your insecurities are and that your intention is to announce. If you're not hiding them, then that means they are situated in the light of your truth, your insecurities. How are you going to break into a structure if it's surrounded by light? You can't sneak in. Every attempt to breach that structure can be easily visible if it's situated in a place of light. So if you allow your insecurities to exist in the light of your truth, where it's just, this is a part of me, these are things that I'm working on. I'm not perfect in the sense that society defines perfection, but I'm perfect within myself. This perfection that I recognize within me includes space for me to continue to grow, shift, change, become a different person eventually, do things, the shifting degree by degree. Like, I'm not trying to follow anyone else's footsteps or path or process. I'm kind of just doing my own thing. And if you can take in that mentality, then all your insecurities are in the light of your truth. It's going to be very, very hard to breach that structure, that insecurity. But if you're going to continue to hide them away, or you have to play this role, you have to try and make it seem as though you're this or that when you know you're really not, those will absolutely be breached. For example, if you're going to try and compare yourself to me, I have a very unique set of skills, energetic, clear everything type skills, very unique set. We all have a very unique set, okay? If you're going to try and be the next Emmie, all of these insecurities that you have about you as yourself not being enough, because that's really, why would you want to be someone else, the next someone else, if you're secure in yourself, if you value yourself? Well, then parasitic things will try and convince you, well, if we just get rid of Emmie, you'll be the Emmie. You're never going to be the Emmie. By all means, be the next Emmie, and let's see how you tolerate the depth of parasitic attempts day in and day by all fucking means. Be the next Emmie. All the demons go to her instead. Fucking harass her instead. I really don't care. I really don't. Take them all. Take them all. Because how did I learn to really harness my ability? I wasn't taught. I didn't read it in a book. I didn't Google search anything. It's from life experience. The amount of times I've been attacked by parasitic things, such an elevated attack. That's how I learned to harness my ability and defend myself. So, whatever price I had to pay to become the Emmie that you see now, that's the price you're going to have to pay. And if you don't have the balls that I do, you're probably going to fucking really regret that process. So let other people, let them all do whatever the fuck they're doing. Be your own person. Don't compare yourself to anyone else. You have an opportunity to change what this gateway is going to be used for. This gateway can either be used for parasitic breach, parasitic access, or this gateway can be used for you to enter into a different frame of mind, a new house within your thoughts. It's really up to you how you're going to use this. But an opportunity is presenting itself. Wait, what's the date today? Hold on. 8 days before the 11/11 portal. 8 days to attempt reunification of self and soul. That's important. What you do in these 8 days is going to really, really determine how this process is going to continue. If you feel the need to withdraw deeper into yourself, then do that. This is not about forcing yourself to be visible if you don't feel like being visible. This is about really honoring what you need right now. And sometimes when we withdraw further into ourselves, we are going much deeper than where we have gone before. That means you're becoming further acquainted with other things. Class is starting November 22nd, Team Coco. I have to postpone it. I have to postpone class because I want to be fully present. I'm actually in the process of printing a book for class. A physical book that you can highlight, write in, put little tabs and I love doing that shit to my books. I don't know if I'm just weird. But it's going to be a physical book. I have to email everyone that's in the program. I have to email you guys and give you the correct start date. I'm so out of breath. Holy shit. What is going on? Is it hormones? Is it hormones? I've never sweated this much in my entire fucking life. Can't believe this shit. Okay. King of the Summer. Honorable, devoted, mature, warm-hearted, a romantic partner you can trust. Excellent advice that comes from the heart. Getting involved in a cultural or creative endeavor. So now I'm kind of wondering, hold on. Cultural or creative endeavor. It's almost like this sense of needing to go forward. When you're just immersed within your own culture, sometimes it creates a fear of other cultures. It's like this message of letting you know you need to become more adventuresome. Allow yourself to experience. You like the faces? Now I'm rocking. I don't know. It's such a muddled message. Like you have to allow yourself to experience other cultural beliefs, other cultural practices. I don't know the full message. It's like so many different messages. So many different messages. Excellent advice that comes from the heart. I don't know. What are you trying to say, Michael? Because like you're talking too much. A romantic partner you can trust. Excellent advice that comes from the heart. Getting involved in a cultural or creative endeavor. My energy will always honor your sovereignty unless you're trying to breach my space, at which point you're about to get some shit from me right now. Okay. The miser. There is a miser in your presence. Let's see what the definition of miser is. A person who hoards wealth and spends as little money as possible. A person who hoards energy and tries to use you, harvest things from you. Okay? Let's see. You're out. So here's the thing. When people try and harvest things from you, you can feel that. Okay? You can definitely feel that. You'll begin to feel some sort of like pulling sometimes. You'll begin to feel some sort of like achy in some area. You know, fuck that shit. Defend your space with as much force as you feel is necessary. As much force as you feel is necessary. My elevated ability to heal has a counterpart. As much as I can heal, I can fucking undo and destroy. If I can rebuild chakras, I can fucking crush the shit out of yours. Good luck rebuilding your third eye. And anyone that helps you, to the person who was doing that to me, anyone that helps you rebuild anything, fix anything, they're going to be tagged and they're going to be on my shit list just like you are. You know why I laugh a lot? As much as I laugh, I have that level of rage. Don't try me. I'm much more advanced than you think. You fucking miser. Don't try and play like you're innocent. Okay? Don't try and play like you're innocent. I'm not in the mood today. Not in no fucking mood today. All right. Actually, I am in a mood today. You're not going to control my day like that. You're just not. And I hope you have a fucking headache for as long as that chakra is blown out. I really, really fucking do. Because it's time for you to feel what you do to other people. I know I'm not the first one you've tried this shit with. I can feel it in your energy. I'm not the first one you've tried this shit with. This is not the first time you've tried this shit on my live stream while I'm live. This is the first time Michael's asked me if I was going to do some shit about it. And I did some shit about it, didn't I? You guys, just because I don't react or respond when people try shit on me while I'm live doesn't mean I'm not capable. My patience comes from my understanding that I can fuck your ass up real easy. And just because I understand that and have been patient this whole time, just ignoring it does not mean I won't one day be like, fuck you, now you need to learn today. Crushing your chakra is not the last thing I can do. It's not the most. That's just a little sample. Like I said, if I can access morphogenetic core template, core coding, don't fucking play with me. Don't play with me. Pick another light worker on some other channel to fuck with, because I promise you, you will fucking learn today. You will learn today what it means to be a fucking goddess in the flesh. Just because I practice effacing myself often as I work through my ego issues, don't think I don't know I am a fucking goddess made of flesh. And just because I don't force you to bow in front of me every single time you're in my presence does not mean I don't have the authority to make you fucking bow. I'm real fucking pissed. And also, you didn't get past my outer shield. It's just Michael told me I need to fucking correct you in front of everyone today. You didn't even come close to breaching the outer shield. All right. Fragments of you will come back, okay? Fragments of you will come back, and those fragments definitely need your attention. They definitely need you to be fully present as you process them. You process not just the return, but what this means to you in your journey. Sometimes when we refuse to acknowledge the return of our parts, our fractals, it creates a secondary layer and level of struggle. It's like a type of cognitive dissonance. When it's hard for us to accept, say, for example, memories from previous lives are returning back to you. It's hard for you to accept this. It's hard for you to process because of what society programs us to believe. Like, you know, in this life, I'm a really sweet, very patient, loving, compassionate person. In previous lives, I've been a wicked ass sorcerer. I have. I've been a wicked ass sorcerer. I've hurt people. I've used my abilities in very malicious ways. I used to be really like, oh my God, what if I'm going to do that again in this life? Well, I wasn't tripping about it in a previous life, and that's why I was able to do it. In this life, the fact that I trip about it so much, like, oh my God, I don't want people to know that I can do these things because then they're going to think I'm going to hurt them. And, blah, 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 blah. And now I realize the people who worry about these things so much, incessantly, are the last people who would ever misuse the abilities. And maybe this knowing of how malicious I was in previous incarnations needed to happen. Those lives that were very, very dark, very, very sinister, they needed to happen to help me understand the importance of remaining balanced and centered, where I'm not going to use my abilities for personal gain, just to be able to flex. That's just, you know, it's one of those things. You have to know these things. And how will you really know if you don't experience the polar opposite? You don't. You don't. And so as I learned this for myself, I began to accept more of who I am. I began to be able to receive these fragments of me. And as I allowed those fragments to come back in, I was able to access the abilities I had in those previous lives. Now, will I use those abilities the way I use them in previous lives? Probably not. Probably not. I'm a different consciousness, human consciousness in this human life. Now, speaking on soul terms, I've always been the same consciousness. Now, when you become a human, each time your soul consciousness gets filtered through a human brain. And that human brain's development, your character, how you perceive the world, is absolutely affected, formed, shaped by your human experiences. So We have to see the difference between human consciousness and a spiritual one. The spiritual consciousness definitely wants to come forward more, not come back because it's always been present. If you allow it to come forward more of your soul memories will return to you because these are your memories. Now, what you're going to do with those memories is really up to you. You know, if you want to be the kind of person that's like, I was wicked before, I can fucking be wicked again, well, by all means, you're probably going to come across someone like me who's going to put your ass in your place. Yeah. I used to be really ashamed and feel really bad that when people trigger me in that way, I put their ass in their place real fucking quick. And why would I be ashamed? I came to realize maybe that's my purpose. I mean, I'm not like that with everyone. I'm not like that with everyone. For the most part, I'm just pretty chill. And maybe they're brought to me for a reason. So they can understand they're not as big and bad as they think. I need to just calm the fuck down and learn the lessons they're in this life to learn. Correct that shit. Rebalance yourself. It's not too late to do it. When you recognize that you have been living so unbalanced, and when you have been really, really abusing the gifts that you've had in this life, that level of awareness obligates you to change, to shift into a different way of being. Not to become a different person, but to allow yourself to shift into a more productive, harmonious way of existing. You have to have internal harmony before you can manifest it outside of you, externally. And if you don't have that internal harmony, because yeah, you might have these abilities, but if your use of those abilities is being very much abused, inside you know that. You know that. Do I feel bad fighting back just now? A few minutes ago, do I feel bad about it? Usually I would have. But I recognize now, no. I didn't start that shit. I didn't ask for that shit. This person was probably brought onto my path so they could learn that shit. So I did that shit. I know this is not the first time that person has come on my live stream and attempted shit. I know that for a fact. But this is the first time on a live stream where Michael's like, are you going to do something about this? Fuck yeah, I will. When my personal guardian is asking me, you just going to let this shit slide? Fuck no, I'm not. What do you think this is? A slip and slide? No, it's not. I don't think so. Whatever water you think you're going to slide through here with, I don't think so. Turn that shit off. Let you get some rug burn. You've taken an oath. This oath is for you to help yourself grow, to help yourself to get to higher levels of consciousness. This is not an oath to let people shit on you. Okay? This is not an oath to do that. This is not an oath for you to just allow people to do whatever the hell they want, whenever they want, and you have to take it because you're a light warrior. No, I don't think so. Yeah, exactly, Eric. Boundaries plus integrity equals not a fun person to fuck with. I don't fuck with people. But if you're going to try and fuck with me, once I get to a certain point, you're going to learn why I don't fuck with people. And you're going to learn why you shouldn't fuck with people. So, card number 13, renewal of peace. Peace does not come unless you are willing to do what it takes to establish and maintain peace. The disarming of yourself will not bring about peace. It will simply facilitate the abuse of you. So you have to decide. You have to decide. What do you want to happen with your life? If your life is full of strife, if your life is full of people messing with you all the time, you have to figure out why they're messing with you. Are they messing with you because you initiated something and now you don't want to take responsibility for the results of what you started? Or are they messing with you because it's easy? You got to decide. And you got to be honest with yourself when you decide, because this decision that you make as to which one it is going to really affect your ability to process your life and move forward from it. If you're going to lie to yourself, you're going to stay in that spot. And that's the decision you made. If you can be honest with yourself, and it's okay for you to feel embarrassed about the truth of your answer. You don't have to tell anyone else. But if you can be honest with yourself, you can recognize the pathway, the potential gateway that's being used to affect your life. Again, if you don't want to take accountability, if you don't want to own your life in all its circumstance, something else will own it for you. Okay? Something else will own it for you. And then, it's going to be a lot of struggle. And in that struggle, you grow stronger. The struggle isn't for nothing. There's always some use in our struggles. Okay? It grows you in some way. So, card number 4, doable. The key is within your grasp. And sometimes in order for you to actually grab that key, you have to burst through all of these structures you've created within yourself to enslave yourself so that you can better assimilate into a society that doesn't want you to be free. I mean, that's just a fact. Society, the way it's structured right now, it doesn't want you to be free. And if you do free yourself, there's a huge stigma to that. Huge. So I went ahead and freed myself years ago. Completely stopped using credit cards, lived in the RV full time, paid cash for everything, had no forwarding address, had no cell phone contract. It was a prepaid, anyone can buy, you just pay the SIM card, you purchase a SIM card and, burner phones. For years, I lived like that. For years. And I mean, if you guys want me to do a live stream on how to really free yourself from the system, I could absolutely do that. I know how to boondock for extended periods. I know how to exist completely off this grid for extended periods. And why did I do that? I don't know. My soul told me to. It was just some weird shit. And if you guys want me to show you how to do that, I definitely can. But here's the thing. The key is within your grasp. If you have to break through these structures, those come with some stigmas. Okay? Those come with some stigmas. In order for me to be free completely off the grid, I had to change my label to transient and homeless. Transient and homeless. That's my official label. Okay? So if you're willing to go ahead and push past the stigmas of the new labels you'll have, then you can totally live free. But just know it comes with struggles. This system does not want you to be free. In order for me to be free, I'm not allowed to rent any cars. I'm not allowed to rent a hotel room. No one will extend any kind of credit to me, regardless of the fact that, I earn 6 figures and I have zero debt, none, but I'm not trustworthy. Till now, I'm not considered trustworthy because I don't have enough debt. Ain't that some shit? Ain't that some shit? I try and go buy a brand new RV and what happens? I'm like, okay, well, I'll play by your game. I'll go ahead and I'll put myself in debt. The RV place said, unfortunately, you don't have enough debt for us to extend you credit. And I'm like, what if I pay 50%? What if I pay 60%? That will only leave the loan like what the price of a car. I'm so sorry. The bank won't accept that. You're too much of a liability. I have zero debt. Zero. And because of that, I'm punished. So just know it comes with perks and it comes with bullshit. Because this system does not want you to be free. So as you free yourself, as you burst through that and grab the key to unlock the door, you will face some challenges. And it's at that point that you have to really, really find your rebelliousness. Like, fuck that. You're not going to fucking enslave me if I don't want to be enslaved. I don't think so. I don't think so. Card number 36, listening for truth. Are you enslaved outside of yourself or within yourself? That's the first question you have to answer. If you can't free yourself within yourself, you sure as hell will not free yourself outside of yourself. So you have to find the answers to all these questions. You have to be very, very honest with yourself. I was able to integrate with people and grow living off grid. As a matter of fact, I was instructed to travel nonstop for like 3 or 4 years. I traveled coast to coast, and I integrated with people of all walks of life, all different types of economic standings. There's this common misperception that in order to be a part of society, you have to live as society tells you to do. And really, it's all in how you see it. Because all the people that I integrated with as we traveled nonstop, they had no idea that I was completely off grid like that. None. And I'm sure if they did know, they'd be like, oh my God, is she like a convict? Is she like, oh my God, this is illegal? Yeah. If they don't know, how are they going to know? Is this something I need to tell anyone? No. Is this something like, am I being dishonest? No. I mean, that's my own private, that's my finances. Why do you need to know that? I'm not doing anything illegal. I'm paying cash for everything. There's no theft going on. Whatever taxes I need to pay, I pay it in cash. But most people will be like, oh my God, why? Are you a convict? All my friends in California who knew me growing up, when they realized I was living that way, you're like, what are you running from? Did you do something? No, I didn't. We sold our house. What's wrong with that? It was a legal sale of the house. And people will understand that. So a lot of people, it's like that that experiment that I heard about years ago, where they had monkeys in an enclosure. And at the center of the enclosure, there was a structure the monkeys could climb up, because at the very center of the roof, there was a hole. So all they have to do is climb up and they're free. And what these people who were doing the experiment did, every time a monkey would climb up, they would hose down everyone else, not the monkey who was climbing. And eventually, the monkeys who were being hosed down learned to attack the one that was freeing themselves, when they all could have been free. They all could have been free. But no, don't let this spiritual hose get you all soggy. I don't think so. Fortune is coming. The tide is changing. Fortune is coming. What type of fortune? This fortune isn't always monetary. Okay? It's not always monetary. This fortune can be in the form of an outpouring of emotional and mental support. Maybe someone reaches out a hand to help you pull yourself out of that emotional hole that you've placed yourself in. I mean, it can come in so many different forms. You're going to have a breakthrough. In order to have this breakthrough, notice it's like red and looks like rage. Sometimes the breakthrough is realizing you have a right to feel whatever you feel about the things that are done to you by other people, by society. This concept of, in order to be spiritual, you don't allow yourself to feel things. Oh my God, no, positive vibes only, high vibes only. Well, take your fake shit somewhere else, because this is real shit. This is where sometimes I will do readings and feel happy. Sometimes I will do readings and be in a badass mood, but no matter what, I got to show up. When my soul tells me to show up, I deliver the message, and then I could go ahead and be grumpy by myself for the rest of the day. But this is the place where you have to be honest with yourself, where you can allow your emotions to break through. If you can't grab that key, break through the whole fucking wall. If you don't want to punch through a window, break the whole fucking wall down. That's your structures. Those are structures within you. That's yours. Yours to keep up and maintain, or tear down with righteous wrath. You have to decide, though. What are you going to do with it? You have to let go. You have to let go of something. What you're going to let go of, it's an invisible shackle. It's an invisible thing that continues to limit you, continues to drain you, okay? High Priestess of Spirit. You need to reach higher levels of recognizing your power, recognizing there's power in grace. You don't have to respond to everything, but you do have to use the discernment to figure out what you will respond to, what you will react to. This is really tons of opportunities your soul is giving you to grow yourself, okay? Six of Autumn, the good you do comes back to you, an unexpected inflow of money, borrowing wisely or repaying a debt. So karmic rebalancing. I'm wondering, I think for some, this karmic rebalancing is going to help you undo a lot of the knots that have kept you tied up, okay? That have kept you all bent out of shape and in so many places and knotted up, okay? In order to do that, you have to shift your energy. It's time to shift your energy. It's time to allow you to see yourself in a different way, to see your journey in a different way. Fighting. Now, it's not always wrong to fight. It's not always right either. If you don't know what and why you are fighting, then why are you fighting? If you don't know what or why you're mad, then why are you mad? This is a time, this is a call for a time for you to recognize the roots of all these things that you're struggling through. It's not that you're wrong for struggling. It's not that you're not evolved because you struggle. It's that if you're struggling unnecessarily, do yourself a favor and find out why. You know, once you have answers, the whys of things, you can do a better job of finding a solution. Okay, so that's like medical terms. I don't know why you're vomiting, but let's just stop the vomiting. If you're vomiting because your body is trying to quickly expel poison, stopping the vomiting is going to kill you. Well, I don't know why your stomach hurts, but like, let's just cut out the appendix. It's not even on the appendix side. Sure, it's not going to help you. Oh, you have a headache. Oh, let's go ahead and radiate your head because we can assume it's a tumor. What if you're just dehydrated? You have to find the root causation of everything you struggle through. Release this fear of like, you're going to be blamed. Oh, no, now people are going to think you're bad. You people think whatever they think anyways. No matter how hard you try to cultivate some sort of impression, they're going to think whatever they think. No matter how hard I tried to be seen as a nice, gentle person, the people who didn't want me to exist in a public way still saw me in whatever way they wanted, regardless of my behaviors. The very people who were in my inner circle and knew that all the money that I earn, I give it all away. I don't publicly announce it. They knew this, yet they still went around and tried to gather people who would agree with them and say that I'm greedy, I'm all about money. Why is that? Because they needed a villain. And whether I'm a villain or not, that's who they needed in their life at that moment. And so, hey, let's put that label on her. And there's nothing you can do about the labels that they affix. All you can do is walk forward without it. Just walk forward. It's about consciousness, reaching higher levels of consciousness, allowing yourself to really see who you are, be honest with yourself, and see what parts of you need your attention the most. This is also a message of you fighting your own process of receiving higher levels of consciousness. And you have to open your arms, allow yourself to receive. Card number 38, restore and replenish. Even though this traditionally is seen as a position, an image of weakness, of depletion, I don't know. To me, this looks like all the ways in which you fight yourself are finally finished. And now you are restoring and replenishing your faith in yourself, and that faith will be allowed to ripen into a sense of knowing. And the key in this process, the key to all of this is in the buttons. And what do buttons do? They hold things together. The key in this shift that you are experiencing or about to experience, the way to make this shift into something so profound that you are catapulted into so many different higher levels of consciousness is by just holding it together. Just holding it together, okay? So, white buffalo calf woman reverence. It's okay for you to revere yourself. It's okay for you to see that everything you're going through, even the struggles, there is a divinity behind that. There is an elevation of consciousness being achieved through that. It's time for you to begin revering yourself instead of these external shows of reverence to other people, other things. You are a freaking spark of consciousness. You are a part of a totality known by humanity as God. You are a part of that. And the more you recognize this, the more you will not allow other people to disrespect your divinity. It's not about showing power. It's about respect, reverence. You're a part of divinity. Because you exist, you deserve respect. And the most important thing is that you respect yourself. When you respect yourself, it makes it much harder for other people to disrespect you, okay? So there's a grove that you're entering, a place of trees, a place of growth. And this place is forbidden. It's been forbidden by society because this is the place where you can grow yourself the most. This is the place where others just like you exist. So go there. Fuck what society says. 5 of Winter, walk away from dishonest associations, realizing that what you thought you wanted isn't the best choice for your happiness. Something that's not worth the effort. This is what I just said. This is what I just said. So now, I mean, it's basically confirmation. All of this ties together. The tide is changing. It's time for you to allow the tide to pull you out to sea. Release this fear that you're going to drown within your own process. Release your grip on the shore, where you get dried out, depleted, and not appreciated, where others will find you and consume you. Allow the tides to pull you out to sea and find that depth within your heart's ocean. Find yourself. As you find yourself, you'll find your purpose, you'll find your grace, you'll find your compassion for yourself, and so much shit will change in your life. So much, so much. All right, guys. I was gonna say sorry for my outburst earlier. Michael says, no, don't apologize. Well, I will say this. Thank you to everyone who held enough sacred space for me that I was able to feel empowered enough to defend myself. It's important for me to recognize the role that you play in my journey. And it's important for me to show gratitude for the way you hold such sacred space for me and make me feel safe enough to continue to just be who I am. I hope I'm able to do that for you too. I really, really do. So thank you guys. Please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe. Turn on that notification bell. Join me every single time I'm live. Comment, like, subscribe. Don't forget the merch. I'm learning. My child is teaching me. Bye, guys.